Okay, folks, here we go. One more try. I'm going to show you how to get, for all you guys running SDR radios, using VAC or an external sound card to get your audio into the rig, processed through like a DAW. This is for you, K1GMM Steve Vermont. We're going to try this one more time. Had some issues this morning. My bad for never checking. I had a driver issue. Got a driver error, two driver errors that Voicemeter Potato picked up and was causing all kinds of hell and problems to break loose. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to monitor and make sure everything's okay. And we're going to get right to it. All right, so I'm going to show you guys, looks like everything's okay. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to make this work. Okay, first thing you want to do is download and install Voicemeter Banana, not Banana Potato. Voicemeter Potato, I'll put a link in the description. This will be a direct download link. Just click on it and boom, the download will initiate and it'll go right in. Download it and install it, okay? I'm going to show you how to configure it. Now, regardless of what DAW you may be running, this is all free. Score on free. Free is good. Before I get into that, the reason why I really want to get this to work, and there's another piece of software called Crystal Audio Engine, I think it's called, that a friend of mine turned me on to. If this is quirky, I will be moving over to that. I've heard this can be a little quirky. For now, I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm going to show you exactly how to make it work with like an Anon or Sun. Should be any SDR radio that's capable of using an external sound card to pipe audio in and out of it. All right. Let's say you're running a DAW to process your TX audio. Well, I'm going to show you how to get that to the radio with one sound card, in and out of your rig, and also into OBS if you do any streaming. KB2 UKA, this is for you. And Glenn, and anybody else who likes to do some streaming but doesn't want to purchase multiple sound cards. All right. I've been fussing with this for a very long time. I think I've got it, but it is a little quirky. Here we go. So here you have a DAW. This is Cakewalk. The very first thing you want to do is go into your preferences, your setup area, and you want to choose your sound card wisely. So on input drivers, I have Voicemeter aux virtual ASIO, a VM-V, okay? 1 and 2. I choose that right there. And on the output, I choose the same one on the output. Make sure that's checked for those of you running Cakewalk. Hit apply, wait for the window to come back up, and okay. And it will close that window. All right? Here we go. That's all you need to do in your DAW. All right, so now we got to get the microphone into Voicemeter Potato. So over here on the left, you're going to see these are your hardware inputs. Okay, I have mine renamed. I renamed mine. This is the mic. So you want to click this right here and choose. I use the KS::M Audio Air 192.4, channels 1 and 2. Now, my microphone comes into channel 1 of the M Audio card. This will be what you want to use is whatever card you're using, you want to use, obviously, that card. Wherever your microphone is plugged into, that's what you want to use. So I have KS. If you get any stuttering or anything weird happening, try the WDM or the MME in the equivalent card. All right. There was one of these I had a problem with. It was a little quirky. And it could have been that driver issue, I'm not sure, but that's whatever works best for you. So set that. Once that's set, you should see your meters light up. Okay. Now on this channel strip, I need you to select B2. Make sure that button is on. We're going to work from, well, let's do that. The next thing I did, go up to menu, up here. Go down to system settings and options. Okay. Right here in the middle, you'll see out A1 main device. Don't touch that. Leave it alone. It's going to show up as ASIO, M Audio, Air, or whatever sound card you have. Now patch ASIO inputs to strips. So I don't know if this is necessary. I saw this on a video, so I just did it. All right, so I put in one on this box as well. Once that's done, close it. All right, now there was, okay, excuse me. So by default, there are some things checked in here. And what I found is that Windows had a hard time shutting down. It would not shut down. So basically, I want this app to run when I tell it to run. And I want it to shut down when I tell it to shut down. So I unchecked all of this stuff. System tray, run on Windows startup, show app on startup. I unchecked all of this crap. None of this stuff is checked. All right. That was an issue I had. There was something happening where Windows was hanging on shutdown. I let it sit for about 20 minutes and it would not shut down, so I had to hard crash it. Once I did this, boom, everything's back to normal. All right. So from there, now we need our hardware outputs. Go to A1, set this to your M Audio or whatever sound card you have. ASIO. If it's an ASIO card, set it there. All right. Make sure that's checked. Now I have A3. This is important. A3, I have this set to MME speakers, Realtek audio. There's a reason for this. This is only valid if you're going to do any kind of streaming or piping all of this audio to OBS. All right. So if you are using OBS or you're using some kind of streaming software, video software to capture video and audio, go ahead and check that box. These are your hardware outputs. All right. So A1, you have your M Audio 192.4. A3, you have your MME speakers too. Now you're asking, what does all this mean? Don't worry about it. All right. It'll make sense. Okay. So now, this is checked on B2. You may want to choose mono. It didn't really matter, but I figured I'll just choose a mono. Over here on the channel strip 1, I did set that to mono. I couldn't hear any difference, but I just did it anyway. All right, so now I'm talking into the microphone, right? And you'll see the meters moving. I have this renamed to DAW. This is Cakewalk. Also, your Cakewalk lights should be lit up at this point. All right. And they might not be, but we'll keep going here. So you want to see your meters. Your meters aren't going to move in your DAW until we get this configured properly. So we have your virtual inputs right here. Get that window out of there. Okay. On Voicemeter VAIO, we want A1 and A3 active. Only turn on A3 if you are going to be running OBS or you're doing any kind of streaming. All right. Remember, the A3 was sent actually to your Realtek speakers, the MME driver in your onboard sound card. So that's where that output's going. The reason why you need this set this way is because OBS gets really pissed when you try to use, and most things get pissed when you try to share a driver over multiple applications. So this is a virtual way to do that with no audio, virtual audio cables. So I have A1. A1, remember, is going to the M Audio card. That sound card is the primary station card. It's my primary card. It will be yours as well. All audio going everywhere is coming out through that card, including desktop audio, you name it. There was actually one thing I wanted to show you guys. Bottom right-hand corner, just go ahead and do this now. Click on, right-click the speaker icon, choose sounds, go to playback. Right here, this playback tab, scroll down, right-click on Voicemeter input, make sure that's set to default device. Do the exact same thing on the recording tab. Go down here on the output. set that to default device. All right. Once that's done, you're good to go. I forgot to tell you that. There's a lot of stuff here, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so in Voicemeeter VAIO, you want A1 on. This allows you to monitor all audio coming through that virtual input. Okay. Why is that important? Because that is where the receive audio is going to come from your radio, from your Sun or your Anon. And I'll show you how to do that coming up here. A3 is what pipes the audio. Remember, to your realtek speakers, that pipes your audio to OBS. Again, you don't need A3 turned on if you don't have OBS running. If you're not going to be doing any streaming, don't worry about that. Over here, we got Voicemeeter aux. Okay. This is, you want A3 if you're going to pipe audio to OBS, your streaming software, video recording software. If you don't have that software, again, you don't need A3 turned on. Make sure B1 is on. B1 is your virtual bus. Over here, these are virtual buses. So you got the DAW right here. This is Cakewalk, and you've got the rig, okay, which I call the rig, which is probably not, it's inappropriately named. Forget it. Don't worry about it. Okay, so you got A1, A3, B1. Here's the catch with this. This Voicemeeter aux, you see this meter moving as I talk? This is your microphone, okay? To monitor your microphone in real time, your audio, let's say you're running your HF rig. This A1 is basically a mute button. So if this is on, you will not be able to have your speakers on because the audio will be spitting out your speakers out of the card. If you shut this off, you can run on the speakers, and it does not affect the audio going to the rig or OBS because the audio is coming out A3. Okay? So A1, remember this, A1 is your mute button. If you light this thing up with your speakers on and you talk into that mic and all hell breaks loose and feedback starts, that's because your A1 is on. Make sure that is off. That is it for this software. That is done. Your meter should be moving on Cakewalk or your DAW at this point. Now, we've got to go to your rig. So let's go to the rig. Go to Options. Sound card. What you want is ASIO, Voicemeeter, Virtual ASIO in both of these drop-down windows, okay? Once that's done, go ahead and click Enable. Pay attention to your buffer size. If you hear any stuttering, anything at all, just to give you a heads up, without Voicemeeter running, without Potato running, I can run this at 64 with no stuttering. I had to bump this. I just bumped it to 512. I think the stuttering disappeared at 256. I never had that issue before until Potato. I put Potato in line. The whole point of this system is to eliminate the second card. I've seen a friend of mine said it now makes five Mackie card failures in stations, in HF stations, and it's got to be something to do with the amount of RF. These cards are crap, in my opinion. I used to love Mackie, but I will take my M Audio any day of the week. These things are built like a tank. So this gets me away from that Mackie card. And this is a one card only system, and everything's virtual. So make sure this is set correctly. Once you have that done, enable, click apply and OK. And now what you'll see, let me unmute, and audio will be coming into the video as well. So let me unmute this. Let me actually get on a station here where we can hear them. And make sure the volume's down so it doesn't blow anybody's ears out. There's a lot of splatter. There are a lot of really tight stations in there. Let's go down here. Unmute. I'm going to get the headphones on.
November X-ray, Tango, PB5 X-ray, Bob behind the mic, over.
Okay.
Yeah, Roger. Now, so likewise, you're booming over. You're blowing smoke. You're breaking the needle, Jim. So how are you doing this evening in Ohio? Over.
Test, test. So my audio is still good. All right, so now we have audio.
Yeah, everything is fine.
Going into OBS.
Radio, having fun, playing a little bit DX. Just come from 40, where we worked our good friend YB0 Alpha Radio in Indonesia.
Turn this down a little bit, and I will switch screens, and we'll take a look at Voicemeter Banana. So everything's running. Okay, now I'm going to drag OBS over onto the screen. You're going to see the screen go ballistic because it's going to replicate. So let me put this on here. So you can see I have audio from the microphone and audio from the HF rig. I'll bring the audio up on the HF.
Stay healthy, stay safe. November X-Ray Tokyo. Your friend Bob, Broken Old Bottle Bob, Peter Boston 5 X-Ray.
So there you go.
Roger, Roger. Pleasure was all mine, sir. 73. Bye-bye.
Okay, so I'll mute that. Drag this back off the screen. Actually, we need to put this back on the screen. So, okay. Now, what's left? Now I have to set you up with OBS. Get OBS up and running. So once OBS is up and running, go to Settings, Audio, and under Desktop Audio, you want to select Speakers, Realtek Audio. Remember, that's A3. So everything that's turned on in Voicemeter Potato on A3 is being piped to that output, that hardware output, which is heading to your speakers in your Realtek card in your computer. So all you have to do is select that, and bada boom, bada bing. Click Apply, OK, and you should see your meter light up. And if I uncheck this box on the audio on the radio, yep. So you should have everything coming in. That's it. That's all there is to that. Okay, so now any of you Anon users, I've checked this with the Anon. You want to set the Anon up exactly the same way, but in the Anon, it's going to be VAC, right? So let me get over. This is not the Anon, and I'm not going to switch radios right now, but it's the same thing. In the Anon, go to your VAC tab and choose these same things. You should see them in the drop downs. ASIO, Voicemeter, Virtual ASIO. Make sure it's in the RX and TX side. Click Enable. Bada boom, bada bing. You are done. Absolutely done. That's it, folks. That's all there is to this. That's it. Remember, A1 is your monitor. So let's go back through really quick. On channel strip 1, you want B2 active. I have mono turned on. And your virtual inputs and the VAIO in the first strip here, I have A1 and A3. Again, A3, you do not need it if you're not going to be streaming. Leave A3 off and do not make any changes to A3 up here. All right? Not important, not necessary. And the auxiliary voice meter, this is the second one. This is where your audio will be coming in, right? Again, you want A3 if you want it sent to OBS. If you're not running OBS, leave A3 off again. Make sure this is set. B1 is active. Click this B1 button. And A1 is your mute. All right. So if this is off, you won't have any audio coming out through your card, but it will be going to everything else. So if you're running on speakers, make sure this is off. If you're not running on speakers, you can turn this on and you'll have audio just like I had come roaring in there on the with your headphones plugged into the sound card. All right, that's all there is to it. And make sure B1's on, button B1, and leave everything else alone. And she will work. All right, folks, 7-3. Have fun. Oh man, I was on the wrong screen. Oh, jeez. I don't know if my scene switcher is running. I'll go back through that really quick. I apologize for that. Channel strip 1, B2. I have mono turned on. Don't know if it's necessary. First strip in virtual inputs. That's your VAIO. I have A1, A3. A3 not necessary if you're not streaming or using video capture software. Auxiliary inputs. This is A3 only if you're using streaming software, video capture. You want B1 on. A1 is your mute. So with this off, you won't hear any audio coming out of your sound card, out of the headphones or the speakers. With this turned on, click this, and you will have audio coming out through the sound card. That will make absolutely no difference. You will still have audio going to your rig and OBS, regardless of whether A1 is on or off. It's just that you cannot run your audio, obviously, if your speakers are turned up, because you'll get a feedback loop. Make sure B1 is on. You are done. That is it, folks. That's all there is to it. 7-3, have fun. We'll catch you later.